Now for our fifth panelist, Ms. Verburg, my old friend Gerda, who can perhaps give us also a specific or particular take from the standpoint of nutrition, the work that you're doing with 60 countries at the Scaling Up Nutrition movement, and from your vast experience in government and elsewhere. So please.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me first commend you, because you're brave people. I think many of us are celebrating a jet lag, and still you manage here in the room to look like you're very interested. And you are, you'd better are, because I'd like to add something. Let's forget to discuss the global level. Let's focus on what's happening at country level. Implementing the Sustainable Development Goals, where food and nutrition is a strong enabler to. There needs to be the political leadership at country level. And this afternoon we have heard several political leaders at country level. And we applaud prime ministers, vice presidents to take the lead and to encourage the diverse departments and diverse ministers to work together. Because nutrition is not a matter of the Minister of Health alone. The ministers of agriculture, and we have heard two of them this afternoon, they need to be encouraged to rethink agriculture, fisheries and forestry in order to not only focus on crop production for the economy, but to rethink agriculture into a food system that is producing nutritious but also sustainable produced food. And that is a very important thing. We need a Minister of Education to teach children, but also parents, behavior change. We need the Minister of Family Planning, because nutrition and good food is a matter of families, and you have diverse cultures, etc. So we need political leadership, which is smart and wise, to invest in the future of the nation, and that has to be at the level of the Prime Minister, Vice President or President, to encourage ministries, departments to really work together and to come out of the silos. And then implementation. The focus needs to be on implementation, because paper is patient. But you cannot improve nutrition only on paper. So you need to think about implementation, and for implementation there is a need of investment. And there is a need of ownership and investment from the domestic budget. And we all realize that in many countries it's impossible to have a multi-year nutrition plan that really can prevent stunting and wasting, and that can fight and prevent obesity and NCDs, that is fully paid from the domestic budget. But investment for a part of the domestic budget has a lot of advantages. First of all, it's showing ownership. Secondly, the government can request other players like the World Bank, the development banks, but also donors and investors to align with the government and to not make their own way of working in the country, having a separate approach, but to join the government and to enter the way of operating from the government, to enter the situation room, whereby the government or the regional government can decide, please invest here, because there we do already the investment and we don't like duplication or competition. Please support where we need the support, and make sure that you also invest in capacity building so that investments can become a structural part. People need to learn how to manage and to move on, because a project that has a beginning and an end, and then after the evaluation is done, just leave the people who had the profit of this project, just leave them alone, is worse than not starting anything. So stop with these standalone programs and projects. Think in a structural way, build capacity, make it happen at country level, community level, build ownership in dignity with families, and then try to scale it up and support government, be it at national, subnational or community level, support them in improving food and nutrition in order to leave no one behind and get rid of all forms of malnutrition by 2030. Thanks.